Hi, heroes. Welcome to another episode of Fairy Godmother Coaching, Spells for Everyday Magic. And today I wanted to talk again about abundance mindset, because we're still in April 2024, at least I am today here. And the theme for my community dreaming for you all for the month is abundance mindset, all in on abundance. And I've been talking about all the benefits of an abundance mindset and what it is. And today I wanted to talk about one of the big benefits of an abundance mindset is that quitting your dream isn't even an option, because abundance comes from believing in yourself, believing in what you have, being thankful for what you have. And when we apply it to creating our dreams, it's believing and knowing, believing in ourselves and knowing that we create our dreams. And when we know it's not sorry, when we know it's not if, it's when we create our dreams, and quitting isn't even an option because we just believe wholeheartedly with abundance, right? Like we know we are capable. And so yes, it might not happen. Like if we have big dreams that we set for this year, right, for 2024, we set the timeline for that as December 31st, 2024, because that's what we do, right? When we set it, well, you might have set a 5-year dream, but we also tend to set year-long dreams, arbitrary amount of time, right? Like humans have come up with all these categories that we use to define time. It's just, like it's fake, right? It's just for us to help understand it. And so we've decided that, oh yeah, this is something we can do in a year. Yeah. Um, and if we can't, a lot of people like don't even get to the point of setting a big dream for the year because it's too overwhelming for them. They're coming from scarcity and they're coming from the fear of not achieving their dream because it means failure, right? When we come from abundance, we know that we'll create it at some point in our life. Time is kind of irrelevant there, right? Like we know that we are capable. Um, and so it's not if, it's when. So, like, if we get to the end of the year and our dreams, we haven't created exactly what we want, it's not all lost. Sure, you can see yourself as a failure. We know that failure is part of creating dreams. So, sure, that's a failure. Good, you failed. When you come from failure from abundance, it doesn't mean anything about your self-worth, right? Because abundance, we know our self-worth. We are worthy no matter what. We are capable no matter what. So failure is just like, okay, I didn't do it in the time frame that I originally set out, and that's okay. Like I'll just keep going, right? It's when, right? Like I know I create this. I believe it. I feel it deep down and I trust it. It just didn't happen in the time frame that I thought it would. Let's adjust, right? Really creating big dreams in our lives, the big things that push our minds to grow, often take a little bit more time than we think they will. Yeah. And it's okay. When we come from abundance, we're not going to quit because of that, right? Because we know it's when, it's not if, it's when. And so this is a huge benefit of abundance, and I feel it in my everyday life all the time. I used to quit on so many things before I even really gave myself a chance to see what I could do, like if it seemed like I wasn't going to be able to do exactly what I wanted to do in the exact time frame that I wanted to do it, I would just quit, right? Like I would say, okay, I just don't have to do it and give up. And it's fine. Like I'm thankful for all my experiences in my life, but I wonder what would be in my life if I wouldn't have given up on certain things, right? And I just notice this all the time now. When I'm working on something, there'll get to that like tension point where it's like, oh, it's going to take longer than I thought it was going to take, or it's not going to be exactly what I wanted it to be right now, but I'll keep working on it, right? That would have been a point when I was living more in scarcity, when I was using a more scarcity mindset, like fear of judgment, fear of, or am judging myself mostly, right? like fear of it being attached to my self-worth, um, and thinking it was attached to my self-worth, then I would just give up, right? Because I just thought like, well, I don't need, like I'm done. Like I can't handle it, right? Like I'm failing. I'm just done. I'm just gonna stop doing it, so that I stop failing. But failure is growth. And when you're coming from an abundance mindset, you know your self-worth. It's not if, it's when. Those are moments of continuing to push on with abundance, with knowledge and belief, knowledge of what you can do, belief in yourself, knowing that you will grow to reach that dream that you've set for yourself. It's a growth process. I often call it the space between where you are and achieving your dream, right? Like, so you are standing on the edge of the dark sea here. You are in the glacier snow queen moment here. In between you is a dark sea where you're repeatedly being drowned by a water horse. And the water horse is the growth process, right? It's those thought processes that you are undoing. And often it's from scarcity to abundance, right? And the minute that you step into that abundant mindset, you are able to propel yourself forward to that snow queen moment, snow king for everybody out there. So this is a huge benefit of abundance mindset. And again, an abundance mindset is knowing that you're worthy, no matter, not tying your self-worth to anything, and truly believing in what you have now, being thankful for what you have now, recognizing what you've already created in your life, that you are abundant, that you're a beautiful being no matter what. You are abundant no matter what. You've already created so much in your life. You have so much magic no matter what. And that you are capable of so much. We each have our unique magic, I think, because it can be a gift to ourselves and our life. It's just hard to access it sometimes because we're stuck in that scarcity mindset, right? Afraid. So we're unable to access the creativity and higher thinking parts of our brain where our magic lives. And in the higher thinking is the whole planning and letting us live out that magic, right? Bring it more into our everyday lives. So the switch from scarcity to abundant mindset, again, some tools to get you there so that you can dream from abundance and stop quitting on yourself. Yeah. Go from if to when is your wand. We've talked about this before, right? Like WAND process. What am I feeling? Allow it. If you notice scarcity, if you notice fear coming up, what am I feeling? Located in your body. Fear right often in my chest or pit in my stomach. Allow it to be there. And really, you can just keep asking yourself, like, what else? What else? Where else do I feel it? What else is it like? Is it tightness? Is my heart racing? Is it short of breath? What else? What else? Until it kind of starts to release, right? Name the thoughts from curiosity. We're starting to make the shift from fear to abundance. Getting curious, like, okay, I know all of my feelings come from thoughts. Newsflash if you didn't know. So what is the thought I'm having, right? Is it that if I fail, it's unacceptable? Or if I fail, I'm not worthy? What is it? What is it that's causing that fear in that moment when you're trying to go after your dream and it's looking different than you thought it was going to? In those moments where we usually quit, right? Name the thought. Bonus points for making it a character. Yeah, villainous character. So our recurring thought patterns, this is why I've quit on so much in my life, because it's a recurring thought pattern for me. A big judge in my mind. So take the positive intelligence program with me, also known as Jedi mind training. That's right. That's right. And we'll find some characters for what the PQ program calls your saboteurs. They list 10, and I like to turn those 10 into villains of your choosing, right? So My judge is a lot like an evil mother who keeps a princess locked in a tower, Princess Me locked in a tower. And she's often telling me, like, you don't have anything to offer, right? Just stop. Like, nobody wants to hear it, whenever something falls flat, right? Um, and when you're building an audience, you're not always going to be met with like applause. Yeah. um, so she likes to keep me in a tower, right? She likes to try to lock me away, make me small, stop me from trying to create my dream. And part of my dream is putting myself out there, right? I'm not scary. I get it. And so in those moments when I want to quit, and when I quit in the past, she's been the one, right? She's the thought. The thought is, nobody likes you, right? Like, just stop. Right? Stay in your tower, stay to yourself, like nobody wants to hear it. So that's the thought. And then D, decide who's driving, right? So I don't want her to drive and be stuck in my tower, my mental tower for my whole life, right? Like, not growing, not feeling the grass on my feet, not going off and, finding my kingdom. Yeah. So decide who's driving, like in situations where it doesn't look like it's what I want, or I still need to keep going. Maybe it's that wayfinding princess. Yeah. Like, the call isn't out there, it's inside me. Listen to my call and keep going. Yeah. So it's that thought that I want to drive me. Um, so that's your wand process. That's one way when you're feeling like you want to quit on your big dream, to go from if to when, from scarcity to abundance. Use that wand process. Another really great tool is to develop your fairy godmother muscle, which is to just, and this also comes from the positive intelligence program. There's so much benefit there, y'all. So if you're interested, email me. We call it embracing light and dark, because it's all about characters in your head. And the fairy godmother muscle is what helps you move from those fear-based saboteur villains to your higher thinking, love-based abundance heroes. And they call it the self-command muscle, but of course it's your fairy godmother muscle, right? And one way to do that is to just focus in on a physical sensation to help yourself take a step back from your thoughts and get out of the fear-based and into the love-based, into the abundance. And you can, any physical sensation for even 30 seconds, right? Feet on the ground, what you hear, what you feel, you can rub your fingertips together. Yeah, any physical sensation, just holding a hot cup of coffee, any of that can help you move too. Okay, heroes. Again, this podcast has been about the benefit of an abundant mindset, of not giving up, right? When you know it happens, it's not if anymore, it's when. And it doesn't really matter when, because you keep going, right? You try as hard as you can to meet that deadline, because why not? Like, if you really want to do something in a year, why not really try, right? Give it your all. But if you get to the end of the year and it's not there, you haven't created it, don't stop, right? Like, I'm sure you've created something that's benefiting your life and bringing more magic into your life. And if you're just not quite to that final thing, that's okay. Just keep going, because you really want it, right? That's part of your magic. You identified it. Yeah. So thank you, heroes. Have a great day. Bye.